Привет, друзья! My name is Sean, and this will be my science presentation on plant growth hormones and their use in agriculture. Now, what even are plant growth hormones, you might ask? Simply put, these are chemicals that we use to alter how plants grow. Probably the most common use for plant hormones is speeding up how fast a plant will grow, but they are also used for growing stronger, sturdier plants, growing in unnatural environments, prolonging or accelerating the ripening of fruits and vegetables, and as a smart weed killer. Secondly, how are these seemingly magical chemicals used for our benefit? Well, if you want to get your hands on some, they can actually be purchased at most retailers like Lowe's, Home Depot, etc., and they aren't even that expensive. Most of the time they'll be found in powdered or liquid form. The liquid comes in a spray bottle and you could just spray each plant you want to affect. For the powder form, you're going to cut the plant off at the bottom, dip the roots into the powder, and place it back onto the ground. Most of the solutions have a hormone called auxin that will help the plant absorb more nutrients from the soil and promote the roots to grow really fast and strong. This is exactly how the smart weed killer works as well. You could spray a weed with a mixture of weed killer and auxins, and the weed will absorb more of the weed killer than the surrounding grass because it is sucking in more nutrients, which in this case is just the weed killer. So you can kill weeds without destroying the grass around it. Both forms of hormones are used on an industrial and consumer scale. Pictured below is a farmer in a large machine spraying some sort of liquid hormone onto his field. And home gardeners also love this stuff because, well, humans are impatient. What are the good sides to using plant hormones? Firstly, we could produce better tasting fruits and vegetables. This is because the hormones used are also naturally found in parts of the plant to make fruits big and juicy. So, by applying the right amounts of that same chemical to fruits, they can become even bigger and even juicier. Next, plant hormones are really beneficial to farmers. They let farmers grow more net product because they will take a shorter amount of time to develop. Also, plant hormones will produce more fruit from the same tree. Plus, farmers can use this to keep fruit fresh for longer periods of time and arrive at the store perfectly ripe. This brings me to my last point, which is that plant hormones will allow exotic fruits to travel long distances to places where they cannot be grown. Imagine trying to ship a pineapple from the Caribbean to Europe naturally. It would go bad long before it arrives at its destination. But plant hormones can be used in a counterintuitive way and slow down ripening, meaning that they can arrive at the market perfectly fresh and ready to eat. Of course, no technology is perfect, so what are some of the disadvantages of using plant hormones? Well, they have to be used very carefully. This is because the chemicals are very strong and need to be applied in the right amount to work in favor of the user. Secondly, there are some ways the chemical hormones can be more expensive than traditional methods. For example, it would be much cheaper to dig up the weeds with a good old-fashioned gardening knife, though maybe not as efficient. In addition, these chemicals are not completely effective. There's always a chance that you could spray a plant with auxins and not get the results you were hoping for. I'll also acknowledge the ethical concerns and controversies surrounding plant hormones. To begin with, there are lots of folks who will prefer to eat all natural fruits and vegetables. There are loud communities that are against putting extra chemicals into the foods we eat. This links into the next point, which is that the effects on humans aren't understood, to put it lightly. There are major disagreements in science about whether or not using plant hormones is dangerous or completely harmless. According to Emily Jean-Claude and Benoit Lacombe of PubMed.gov, we propose here and explore the hypothesis that plant hormones play roles in animal microbiota relationships with consequences for human health. However, there are many conflicting arguments, like that of Yi Zhuo, a researcher with the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences. Quote, irregular use of plant growth substances may cause plants to grow excessively fast or affect the taste, but will not cause harm to human health. So really, you can pick your side when it comes to the dangers of plant hormones. This is an illustration I found online. It's just a sort of cycle, if you will, displaying how plant hormones could possibly have effects on a human. So what do I think of all this? Well, I believe that despite the allegations, plant hormones should continue to be used because through this research, I found that the pros outweigh the cons. We get to eat delicious and foreign fruits and vegetables, the economy grows because more product is being produced overall, and hardworking farmers are making more money. Not to mention that there are many people who think that plant hormones are completely harmless for humans to eat. So that's going to about wrap up this presentation for today. Thanks for listening, thanks for tuning in, and have a good day.